Every team, every topic, everywhere. This is Believe.
Welcome to Sugar Coated Murder Podcast, a brilliant true crime podcast hosted by two zany sisters, all while baking up delicious treats in their kitchen. Here are your podcast hosts, Karen Devaney and Ann Varner.
We're back.
Are you clapping because
I was marking
the edit? There was a bug or
no, I'm doing the mark.
Okay.
But I don't know if it's really marking it. So
Mark it.
We'll probably still just have to freaking figure it out.
We always do.
We do. We say too. So, guys, we're back.
We're back. Oh my God.
We showed back up. We're like two bad pennies. We just keep showing up and showing up.
And we're just going to keep on doing it.
We really are.
Ain't no stopping me now.
I don't want you to sing.
Oh, well, that's rude.
Well, you crushed my whole Britney vibe last time.
No.
And I felt
was
like
it
that
last time? I thought it
was
was time
two
before
times
last.
ago. I
'Cause
can't.
last time.
I'm still wounded. Oh, no. Last time we
Holy
were
cow.
so serious.
We
Guys, we
were
so
dark.
apologize. I don't even know who those two bitches were.
We should have been drinking dark and stormies that
We
night.
should have been doing something because we were dark.
It was
and
dark.
stormy.
We couldn't get it together.
No, we were both just in a place.
It was doik.
A place of no humor. Oh, I don't want to go back to the bad place
No,
anymore.
no.
Don't make me go. Well, but we're happy to be back. I will tell you this. We bought some new bourbon. And we bought some expensive bourbon. And I was so excited because I love the bottle. It's called Chicken Cock. That's the name of the bourbon. Don't write me a letter. That's the name. Mama, I don't have to apologize. It's on the label. And the glass looks like it has chicken wire etched in it.
Mm-hmm.
And I just thought, oh, how cute. And it was kind of expensive. It's a bourbon that has a cork in it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's normally, kind of highfalutin a little bit.
I just don't remember that being one we had talked about buying. You might have done like a last minute.
No, we
really
picked it out together.
I'm aging.
Yeah.
I think I got very excited about that bourbon cream.
You did.
And then I was like,
I think you just weren't paying attention after that.
It's
But
over.
we try to stay away from the rye because we don't
like the rye.
We don't like the rye. So we didn't. But this stuff straight up tastes like scotch to me.
It does. It really does.
It's a rough one. So Chicken Cock, don't worry. We're not going to ask you to be our sponsor.
But lovely bottle.
Oh my God. I'm loving the bottle. It's got a rooster and some chicken wire on it. But
It's cute.
This will be a bourbon that we use to make more Killer Vanilla.
Well, that's a grand idea.
Yeah,
we'll just save it for company.
That's expensive. Yeah, I can save it for some company. Be like, oh, you want some of my special bourbon? I keep it in my refrigerator.
Good, I'll do
fancy.
a heavy pour for you.
Oh, let me do a heavy pour. I'm going to do 4 fingers. It's a 4-finger pour. Yeah, so.
Oh, goodness, the hospitality just is
endless. It's over freaking flowing around here. I know what you expect. Definitely. So we have a lot going on.
This world is freaking crazy.
It's tipsy, topsy-turvy.
Oh, my Lord. We got that dang serial killer.
Yeah, so the Long Island serial killer, as I'm sure everybody knows by now, they have a suspect in custody, and this guy is Weird Al Yankovic turned serial killer.
Oh, yeah, he is.
Yeah. Creepy stuff.
Creepy.
The
and
stuff
he got
keeps
tied
coming
to
out.
South Kakalaki.
Yeah, and now they're tying him to, they think they can tie him to 6 other murders in a different state. And I wouldn't be surprised if he didn't get tied to some here in South Carolina.
Either.
They towed away his Chevy Avalanche.
Yep.
And I don't know that they did a search on the property.
They did.
Did they do a search? Did they take anything?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
They did more than just the Avalanche.
They did.
Yeah.
There was two vehicles that they took.
I thought one was his brother.
I think they took his brother.
Oh, I'd be hopping mad.
Well,
hopping mad.
I'm sure he is, or he might be hopping scared.
Yeah, that's true. I know. That's what I kind of pondered that thought. Is he a shocked sibling or an evil cohort?
Oh my gosh, only time will tell.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll be interested to see how it all
I can tell you one thing, this dude, he ain't just an architect.
No. And his poor family is devastated.
Of course they are. I
His
can't
wife has
imagine.
already filed for divorce.
Yes, she has. I'm
Good on
glad
her.
that she did that.
Me
I think they've
too.
been married. What did it say? 23 or 33 years?
Yeah, I think I didn't
It's a long time. A long time to
Yeah.
be married to a freaking serial killer who, by the way, I'm sure, I just don't want to talk about it. I mean, I do want to talk about it, but ew.
Ew. That's nasty. Don't do that. Just
Yeah.
don't do that.
It's just not okay.
No.
So anyway, and also I watched this docuseries, true crime docuseries. It's also a podcast called Betrayal.
Right. Yeah, I started
Wow.
watching that one. Oh my Lord.
It's just hard to wrap your head around it. Now, the guy wasn't a murderer, but gee whiz, I feel like he was on his way.
Had a lot of secrets.
He had a lot of secrets and he hid them. So I don't like it when people shame the families of these criminals because the families truly are. It's part of their cunning, their charm, their
Ooh, don't say cunning.
not. I didn't say the T. I didn't say T.
You was too close. It
I was
too
very close. I skirted right by it, but then I
One
went back
more
at the
sip of
last
the
minute.
chicken cock and you
Oh,
might have
that
accidentally
chicken cock
slipped.
can get out of my mouth right now. I'm just saying. I'm gonna just say. But anyway, I don't like it. I mean,
The families are victims too. Don't victim shame. Just don't do it.
don't do it because they are victims and they are, they're just, it's like somebody opened a trap door under their life.
Oh my goodness. Did you happen to see that a girl was awarded a substantial amount of money for a defamation suit that she had against one of the Twitter account holders that during the Murdoch trial?
Oh, I'm in that
This
Twitter.
one-
I'm in that Twitter
This
thread.
one certain person who is deplorable.
Yes.
Yeah, she got her butt handed to her in court today.
I didn't see that.
Yeah.
I'll have to go read about
Yeah.
it.
Mind your manners. Watch your mouth.
Well, and don't give the rest of us a bad name. Like, don't be an asshole. And then
No.
people think all true crime podcasters are these pushy assholes that just
Well, what is she?
spout their opinions. And
Yeah.
you know what I'm
What is
saying?
she?
She's not, I don't even think she has a podcast.
She's like an influencer, I guess, but
That's what she says.
whatever. She got her ass handed to her.
I was in a group with her for a while. I know, I got caught up in that whole missing person group that I was in. And
she was in that group.
she was in that group for
Right.
a little while. And then people left that group and went to a different group to get away from her. And I left with them.
Right.
But,
And I was in her, I followed
Oh.
her during the Murdoch.
yes,
It
we
took
both
me about
did.
2 days.
And
I
we
was-
got out.
I was out.
Yeah.
So no.
I mean, the stuff that she was saying is just like, I honestly think it's just for clicks. It's all
It's for clicks. There's no question about it. But you have to behave yourself.
responsible.
Exactly.
You got to stop it with the bullshit.
Exactly. When people would try to call her out, she would say, then stop following me. Or she would say, well, I'm not necessarily saying that's what I support, but I'm asking the question.
Yeah,
Well,
she went too far.
Shut your mouth.
She went too far.
Yeah.
There's another one. There's
Ask
another
your
one right
people in your
behind her.
house.
But
Ask your people in your house. You don't need to take that out to the public.
I agree. Hey, here's an idea. Not everything that runs through your brain needs to go on social media.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and I just wish people would just figure that the hell out because, first of all, opinions are like assholes. We all have one, and yours don't make yours special. Your opinion does not make your asshole any special.
Sorry, Mama.
I'm just saying.
Let me apologize for my sister talking about assholes.
Well, whatever. So, yeah. But anyway, that Betrayal is really good. That,
The show, yeah.
the show, that's really good. I don't know what that's on. I don't know. I get confused on what
Well, you're going to
Watch.
have to Google it because you
Just
can't
go
trust
find
what
it.
they say because we're
yeah,
going to tell
and you
you
know
it's
what?
on
I
one
can't
thing.
do everything for you guys. Come
I'll tell you
on.
it's on one thing and then bam, it's going to be on another.
Well,
So
yeah, we're going to get it wrong.
We
'Cause
don't
that's what
know.
we do.
we just don't know.
I know. It's okay, though. So, do you want to tell me anything about baking? Because this is a
Oh,
True Crime
shoot.
Plus baking.
Right. Yes. Let me tell you what I baked. It is delicious. I made a cherry pie, only it's a boozy cherry pie. I believe we call it cherry rum pie.
Yeah, but this was more like rum pie with a cherry
with some
in it.
cherries.
It was real strong. I think
Well,
you could have pulled
listen.
back a little bit. I think you got a little rum
I
happy.
don't understand why you got to put a cup of water in with your rum. It doesn't make any sense to me.
I don't know either, sugar, but let me just tell you something.
They were boozy.
It was really boozy.
Oh God, it was so good though. I mean, boozy and like really sharp tart.
Yeah,
It is not the type of pie you would want to eat without ice cream.
I know. And I had it without the ice cream.
Yeah, that was silly.
So I was getting like the sharpness of the cherries and then the punch in the mouth from the rum. I almost lost my teeth.
Yeah, because
I almost lost my teeth
thought
over
when
it.
I was making it was, we got to boil these cherries in this rum for so long. We're cooking out all the alcohol. What's the point? So I might have just done like a little drizzle.
I'm telling you, it was a rum forward.
It was rum. It was, but the recipe is not rum forward. So if you follow the recipe, I think it'd be real hoppy.
It'd be hoppy.
And it calls for 6 cups of whole frozen cherries.
I love it that it's the frozen one.
Yeah, you don't have
You
to
don't have to
fresh.
pit them.
You can get the fresh if you want, but who's got time to pick cherries?
I guess if you have
6 cups of them?
cherry pitters that you
Lord
if
mercy.
you pay a cherry pitter. Like cherry pitters for hire. I mean, where do you go hire them? On the cherry pitters page.
Oh, God, my stomach. Oh, Lord.
What was your last job, cherry pitter? Excuse me? I'm a paid cherry pitter.
Well, that's some funny stuff, y'all. Oh, Lordy. Oh, God. So you got cherries
Pitter.
and some rum, spice. Spiced rum and some water, some sugar, kettle of vanilla, a little cornstarch because you want to thicken.
You gotta have a
thickener. And then more water. Come on.
Come on. What are we at the spa? Like, we don't know. I need moisturizer.
A little butter, and then if you want to, you can add some cinnamon sugar up on your
the crust.
on your crust. And I did that. I don't know if I'd do that again.
I don't know.
That's uneven looking on the crust. It looks like areas are burnt, but they're not.
I don't agree with the combination of cherries and cinnamon.
Okay.
I don't agree with that.
You're entitled to that opinion.
I would maybe do some raw sugar or some brown sugar.
Brown sugar.
Yeah, but I don't think that I would do whatever we just said that I don't like. What the hell? I had one sip of the
Don't, you can't see that.
chicken. Shoot.
No.
Damn it.
No.
This is dangerous stuff. I had no
Lord
idea.
have mercy.
Danger.
Let me tell you something. This pie is damn good. I found the recipe on a website called Whip It Up. No, called Whipped It Up.
Whipped it up.
Whipped it up.
Okay. Whip it real good.
Whipped it up. Stop it. No, don't do that.
I don't know.
Gosh. Here we go.
Good Lord.
All
I've
right.
lost it and I didn't even get to a murder yet. It's this chicken cock. It's got me all over the place.
It's crazy stuff.
I
Oh
think
my
it brought
God,
my
it might be
mind.
the tequila of bourbons.
It's I don't even know. I feel like that you should just use it for some lighter fluid.
Maybe. It's rough stuff.
That's rough.
Rough.
And it was not cheap, damn it.
It reminds me of the bourbon I used to steal out of Daddy's canister.
Yes, whatever that rock cut
Oh
stuff
my
was.
gosh. All right. So anyway, you whip up your stuff, you cook the pie, and then you eat it. Yum!
The end.
Serve it with some vanilla ice cream, and you are good to go.
Yeah. It's a good pie.
Thank you.
And it's a good pie.
It is a damn good pie.
And I love cherry pie.
And I love that I'm discovering boozy desserts this summer.
What's not to love about a boozy dessert?
True. That is
Maybe you could
true.
find some kind of a dessert that could turn that chicken cock into something that's more
I don't
tolerable.
know. Well, the only one I've got that calls for bourbon is a bourbon peach pie, and you won't know.
Oh no! Well, we got the bourbon banana bread.
But we've already done
banana
that.
bread. That's true.
These days I bake for the podcast.
That's true.
Like if I'm going to bake something, I got to think, okay, what would be good for me to talk about on the podcast?
What would Jesus do on my
No.
podcast with a
Well, he wouldn't be talking about any kind of
chicken cock? I'm sorry.
Sorry, Jesus.
All right, well, listen, we need to get ourselves together and take 3 deep breaths. And while we do that, we're going to play a promo from one of our many podcast friends.
Stand by.
Dun, da, da, da.
The Super Familiar with the Wilsons podcast. You know that family whose house you hung out in when you were a kid? The house was a little loud and chaotic, but always fun, and sometimes felt more home than home. Well, that's us.
We're the Wilsons, and we welcome you into our podcast with silly chat, ridiculous games, and interviews with interesting people.
Like a spin doctor. The Super Familiar with the Wilsons podcast.
Welcome home.
And we're back.
Oh, what? Oh, yeah, here we are.
Listen, as much fun as I'm having, we got to get this show rolling.
No, we're not going to get out of here. Like bad. Okay, well, I do have a murder.
Oh, I just got a breaking news alert. There's a man injured on Lady Street.
Lady Street? A man is injured on Lady Street?
Yes.
Is there a chicken cock involved?
That was maybe. I just want y'all to know a man has been injured on Lady Street.
That's outrageous.
Yes. Continue.
Okay, guys, here's the thing.
Take him the cock. See if it makes him feel better.
Take him the cock. I was like, Sugar, what are you saying?
Yes.
Take him some chicken cock and see if it'll make him feel better.
Yes.
I don't think I would give that to any of my friends.
This is a man injured on Lady Street.
Just know if you come to my house and I offer you chicken cock, it's because I don't like you. I've got the blade and bow hidden in the back of the fridge and you will not have any of it.
No.
Okay, so here's the thing. I found a murder case that I wanted to cover.
Okay.
And what I learned is there is no such thing as a simple, straightforward murder.
No.
Because this was bonkers. I started over like 3 times because the more I read about it, the more people I found, more victims.
Mm.
I'm just going to talk to you a little bit about several women.
Oh.
I'm going to talk to you about Edna Suttles from Travelers Rest, South Carolina.
Okay.
And that's who I was covering. That's the case I wanted to cover.
Okay.
But there are more people involved with her, and I couldn't not give them their moment.
Oh, I see.
So I'm also going to talk about a lady named Nacy Rego, R-E-G-O. Rego, I don't know. Anyway, she was from Gaston County, North Carolina. There's also a Delores Sellers who originated from Mecklenburg County, North Carolina. And then a Leigh Goodman, also from wherever. Gaston County, North Carolina.
I can't say whatever.
Whatever. Okay. Edna Suttles. That's who we're going to start with.
Okay.
First of all, she was Greenville County, South Carolina's first female bail bondsman.
You go, girl.
Yeah, I'm telling you, Edna, she kicked ass and took names and no prisoners, and she probably could have guzzled some chicken cock.
Oh, she probably could have.
Mm-hmm, and it would have never even bothered her. So at one point in her life, in her lustrous career, lusters, we'll have to get rid of that word. I don't know what I'm trying to say. At one time in her life, she owned a restaurant. And when she could not obtain a liquor license for it, she burned it down.
Well, I'll be.
So she's kind of a no-nonsense broad, I would say.
Take care of that.
Yeah, and just, she could hold her own even at the age of 80.
What?
Seriously. So she was known to her family and friends. Lord have mercy, I'm going to need to find some different bourbon. She was vivacious. She loved to dance. She was quite a spitfire. Okay. And so now I'm going to talk about Leigh Goodman. Leigh was also a pretty tough bird.
Isn't that the name of the guy that used to do Dancing with the Stars?
That was Len.
Oh, Len. Pardon.
No connection. There's no Kim here. I don't even know. Now we've gone down a path where I don't even know.
You're fine.
At the end of that path is a big pile of chicken cock.
Now I know why we bought the bottle. I get it now.
So anyway, she had had 3 failed marriages, but had been rewarded with 4 daughters.
Oh.
So those daughters really admired her fight for life.
This is Leigh.
This is Leigh Goodman. She had raised them all by herself, all 4 daughters. She had put herself through school and had become an occupational therapist. She never shied away from a challenge. Never.
Never.
Then we're going to talk about Nacy. Nacy Rego, whatever. I'm going to say Rego. She was known for her meticulous appearance and her love of laughing and cutting up. Mm-hmm. She had worked for an airline a long time ago. And when they closed down, she went back to school and became a massage therapist.
Okay.
A massage therapist.
She was into the massage.
Yes, people would say she was sparkly.
Oh, okay.
She really adored her mother, who was Delores Sellers. So, Nacy had put an ad out for a local handyman in Gaston County where she lived. And this dude named Daniel Printz answered the ad. He started working for Nacy, and soon after they began having an affair.
Oh, no.
She was married.
Oh, Nacy.
I know. So she introduced Printz to her mom, Delores, and Delores at 88 years old was still spry and sharp as tack. She was the true matriarch of her family. Her friends and family remembered her for her love of singing and performing. And she reminded a lot of people of Elizabeth Taylor.
Oh,
I hope not the one that we met.
She was a little tipsy.
That one was a little tipsy and not real steady on her feet.
Not steady.
No,
on her
and
feet.
she was a little bit grumpy. So, yeah, I hope that maybe it was the earlier.
But very,
Elizabeth.
very pretty.
Oh,
very
absolutely
pretty.
gorgeous.
Yes, never seen eyes like that before.
Just like stop you in your tracks. Gorgeous.
Yes.
Like it was like almost hurt to look at her. She was too pretty.
She's too pretty to look at.
Yeah,
Which is
can't look at you.
she was also
She's too pretty.
leaning at it.
She was leaning a little. Thank God.
So
Okay, so in 2017, Delores, who was Nacy's mom, was staying with Nacy, recovering from an ankle injury when she suddenly died.
Oh, no.
Not many people really questioned her death because she was 88 years old, even though she was the picture of health.
Right.
Little did they know that she had been helped into
the afterlife.
Into the afterlife, yes. And no autopsy. What the hell? Where am I from? I did it again. Autopsy. How do you say it? Autopsy?
I think you're good.
Okay, autopsy. So that was not performed on her because of her age.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Now, does insurance cover autopsies? Just out of curiosity.
I don't think so. I think if the medical examiner orders the autopsy, then the family doesn't have to pay for it.
But if the family asks for one,
they would have to pay for it out of their pocket. I don't think that insurance will cover it because you are now dead.
Well, that's just
and they don't typically cover dead people.
Well, that's mean.
With health insurance.
That's mean.
I think it's mean too. I think it should be the last thing that they do is cover your autopsy.
Yes.
So anyway, unfortunately, she had been given a lethal dose of pain medicine, but nobody knew it.
We know now.
So at age 66, Nacy, well, some people said 66 and others said 71.
Oh.
But if she was 71, then that means, well, that's okay, because Delores would have been 17 when she had Nacy, and that's possible, especially way back yonder.
Maybe.
You know. Anyway, at whatever age, Nacy seemed to not take her mom's death very well. She ran off with Daniel Printz, and people got occasional messages from her saying she was and would always remain off the grid.
Okay.
Years passed, and Nacy never returned back home.
Well, she's off the grid.
She's off the grid. So Leigh Goodman, she's the one with the 4 daughters and 3 ex-husbands.
Right.
She was very smart and compassionate. She worked with kids in a juvenile detention center as an occupational therapist. Her daughter, Michelle, loved talking to her mom about philosophy, psychology, and just the human condition.
Yeah.
They loved listening to Fleetwood Mac together.
All right.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Leigh struggled with maintaining a sound mental health.
Oh, man.
She was eventually diagnosed with I have pie disorder. She does not.
Oh,
My
no.
pie disorder makes me want pie all the time.
Oh, my.
But she had bipolarism.
That's a lot different
It's
than
really a little
pieism.
bit different than pieism.
Yeah.
She also had a schizoaffective disorder, which caused hallucinations, delusions, and mania.
Oh,
So
man, that's
pretty
bad.
rough. Yeah.
I'm so sorry about that.
So eventually Leigh became homeless at times and she drifted. But she always managed to stay in touch with her girls, letting them know where she was. She would send them a picture of a road sign in a state to say, you know, I just got to whatever, Utah. Whatever.
Utah.
She would send them back a picture. And her sister kept up with her too. So she would let them know, you know, where she was, if she could let them know, or if she was okay. And sometimes she would just show up at
Right.
Michelle's house, her daughter Michelle. She would just like be there one day.
Mm.
And then she'd be gone. She'd stay a couple days and then Michelle would wake up and her mom would be already gone.
Okay.
It was just kind of her way. She just was a drifter. In 2018, Leigh was hitchhiking at a rest stop in North Carolina, headed towards Atlantic City.
Doing some gambling.
Yeah. Or it might have been Atlanta.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Because I put Atlanta City.
Oh, no.
She was headed somewhere because she was scared of Hurricane Florence, who was moving towards the North Carolina coast.
Okay.
She met a man at the rest stop who offered her a ride, so she accepted. And on September 11th, 2018, her phone was powered off and never powered back on.
Oh, man.
The man she hitched a ride with was none other than Daniel Printz.
Not a prince.
Nada.
Not a prince.
So we're going to go back to Edna.
All right.
Edna Suttles from Travelers Rest, South Carolina. She was flamboyant, fun, driven. She loved to dance at the honky tonks until
She's
closing
boot
time.
scooting.
She was boot scooting
was a
until they
boot
closed
scooter.
down and said, "Excuse me, Miss 80-year-old, you're going to have to leave." So she felt like at 80 years old, she still had a lot of life to live. She drove a sporty Jeep Cherokee that was her pride and joy.
Mm.
She was still on dating sites
Oh, well, you
at
know,
the age of 80 looking for
that's
companionship.
fine.
She just wanted companionship.
I understand.
So that's how she met Daniel Printz.
Oh, no.
They chatted online to get to know each other a little bit. He lived in North Carolina and she lived in South Carolina, but they weren't very far from each other.
Right, yeah.
So Printz was 59 and started hanging out with 80-year-old Edna.
Listen, we've seen that before.
Yes. Well, like I said, he lived in North Carolina. He lived in Bostic, North Carolina with his wife.
Oh, that's bad news. He's bad. He's
He's a
very
bad news
man.
guy. So unwittingly, Edna made plans to meet up with Printz in person on August 17th, 2021.
Okay.
They agreed to meet at the Food Line parking lot in Travelers Rest near Edna's home. Then they would go back to Edna's house for the afternoon for lunch.
I'm sure lunch and boot scooting.
I'm not sure what was going to happen. They could have been knocking boots. They could have been not knocking boots. I don't know. I'm not here to question that.
I was just talking about dancing.
That too. Well, I will tell you that Edna she sat with elderly patients and she had an appointment to go. She was scheduled to go sit with a lady that evening.
Okay.
So
That's like when Grandma used to drive. Remember when Grandma was in her 90s? No, she was in her late 80s, I think. And she used to drive some of the elderly folks at
Yeah.
the church around.
yes, this is kind of
Clearly,
like
she
that.
should not have had her
Yes,
driver's license.
Exactly. Well, I think Edna used to go sit with the shut-ins.
Right, right.
So on that day, Printz, not such a Printz, Daniel Printz got there early and went inside and bought a 4-pack of yogurt.
Oh,
The evil yogurt. As he was heading out the door, Edna pulled up and picked him up. He was seen on surveillance camera getting into Edna's car with the yogurt. A couple hours later, he is seen driving Edna's Cherokee into the back of the Food Line parking lot, pulls up close to a Chevy Cruze. He is then seen loading something into his car and then driving said Jeep Cherokee away and then returned on foot.
Oh.
got into his Chevy Cruze, and drove away. And surveillance camera caught Edna strapped into the passenger seat, seemingly passed out.
Oh, no. Of the Cruze? Of the Chevy Cruze?
In the Chevy Cruze.
So that thing he loaded into the car was Edna?
Seems to be Edna. Mm-hmm. Well, Edna had a job, like I said, sitting for that elderly patient. Well, she never showed up.
No.
And that had never happened before. So that sweet little lady who was expecting her immediately called the police and sounded the alarm.
Good
This is
for
not
her.
like Edna.
That's right.
It's not like her. So the search was on for Edna, which led police to the food line,
Mm-hmm.
which led police to surveillance tapes,
Oh,
which led police to tracking Daniel Printz, buying the yogurt with his food line customer card. What's that customer card?
a VIP card.
The VIP card. That's how we found. They were able to find his
person.
address.
VIP got to get that.
He had to get the VIP price on that yogurt.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. So, but he had nefarious plans with that yogurt.
Good listen.
Well, I just
Plans or
think
no plans,
you
gotta
still got to
cut
get the sale
costs.
price.
You got to save money.
That's true. Well, they were able to use the VIP card that he used to find an address for him in Boston,
I mean, the
North
least he could
Carolina.
have done was bought like the most expensive yogurt,
I don't think
and
he bought the
don't-
good stuff. He probably just bought some
like the
yucky
Food
stuff.
Line brand.
Probably. And then used the VIP card on top
Cheap
of that.
ass.
Cheap
Oh
ass.
my God.
Cheap ass yogurt. So they served a search warrant on his property. And then they talked to his poor clueless wife.
Oh no.
She said she's the one that drives a Chevy Cruze.
Oh golly.
Normally her husband drives a Jeep Renegade or a Dodge Journey.
Huh.
She said, but I do remember one Friday afternoon in August where he said he had to borrow my car for some work.
No.
And so he borrowed it on that day. I had no idea he drove it to South Carolina.
Of course you didn't.
Exactly. So they start searching the property. They did like 3 or 4 different searches. Like they kept going back for more.
Mm.
And there were different hiding spots on the property, including a bee box.
Oh.
A bee box. So it's like out by the beehive, there was a box, I guess, with supplies in it.
Oh.
And there was more than just bee supplies in that thing.
Uh-oh.
They recovered a mountain of evidence in the bee box. So they found the identifications. The
identifications.
of Nacy and Leigh,
Oh.
as well as some prescription medicines for Leigh and for Nacy as well. And they also found the Jeep Renegade, and it was missing a side panel.
Oh.
So they towed away the Jeep Renegade, and then they found the side panel,
Oh.
like out in the field.
Just out random in the field?
Yeah, it was crazy.
Was there anything under it?
A trash bag and a tarp and some zip ties.
Oh, no.
They brought in cadaver dogs.
Oh.
They alerted to the Renegade. They alerted to the panel. They did not alert to the Cruze.
Oh.
So Edna was alive in the Cruze.
She was just passed out. She was
Yeah.
on her way.
She was
Vienna.
passed out from some laced yogurt.
Yeah. Cheap ass yogurt.
The bee box also contained keys to a Jeep Cherokee
Oh.
and Edna's jewelry in an empty yogurt container,
Oh, no.
along with more rope, a torn Walmart bag, Edna's purse and wallet, and her identification.
It's crazy how they keep trophies like
They
that.
just keep shit that doesn't even make
It
sense.
doesn't make sense to me, but oh my God.
No human remains were found on the property. So they arrested the Prince of Darkness in May of 2022.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. The yogurt container was sent to the lab for testing along with the Walmart bag and some rubber gloves that they found.
Rubber gloves.
Rubber gloves, green rubber gloves.
Green?
Green. I thought, what the heck?
What the heck?
But, and they also were able to look at the container and somehow figure out that the 4-pack that he bought, that container was part of that 4-pack.
Okay.
Okay. That VIP card tells you a lot of information.
Exactly.
Yep. After his arrest, Printz led police to Edna's body not far from his residence. And then he said he wanted to confess his sins. So he decided he was going to Oh, wait a minute. No, 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 no. Okay. So he decided he wanted to confess his sins. So he wanted to strike a deal. He wanted the death penalty off the table. So in the meantime, the Walmart bag came back with Edna's DNA inside.
Oh, he suffocated her. What a jerk.
What an asshole. First, he feeds her laced up, cheap ass yogurt that he got a damn discount on.
Right.
So law enforcement from South Carolina, North Carolina, and the FBI out of the field office in South Carolina all worked together to come up with all the evidence, which included even data from multiple cell phones.
Wow.
Multiples.
So he really wasn't trying too hard to cover anything up.
He didn't really give a shit.
Didn't seem like it.
No. So between his half-assed confession and the evidence that they gathered, they actually put together a timeline of events, and this is what they think. In November of 2017, Printz kills Nacy Rego's mom, Delores, using a lethal dose of a combination of sedatives and painkillers.
Uh-huh.
That was his MO.
Right.
In January of 2018, he actually shot Nacy in the chest.
Oh.
And then he met Leigh Goodman.
Well, how did they know that?
He told them.
Oh, okay.
He told them. So then he met Leigh Goodman at that rest stop
Mm-hmm.
in September of 2018, and he killed her within days of meeting her.
Wow.
So then August of 2021 is when he sedated and kidnapped Edna, took her to his home in Bostic, North Carolina, suffocated her with a plastic bag, and buried her in a nearby farm.
Mm.
So, and the yogurt container came back, and let me tell you what it had in it. It had tramadol, lorazepam, and something else. Well, something else. It was all like sedatives and painkillers.
Right.
And in the yogurt, he had mixed it
because he wanted her to be incapacitated,
yes,
so that he could very easily suffocate her.
Yes. What was his motivation? What do you think his motivation was?
I think his motivation was he likes to kill people.
He was stealing their Social Security.
Oh.
These are all women on Social Security, and he continued to collect their Social Security from their bank accounts.
Gross.
Yeah, killed these women for that. I mean, he's gross.
That's bad mojo. You don't mess with people's money.
No. Of course, his family was devastated because they couldn't believe that. His wife was just knocked over. Like, she immediately, of course, filed for divorce like the other lady did.
Yeah.
Actually, no.
She's like, what the what?
I think she filed for divorce the day he pleaded, like his official.
The plea deal.
Yeah, when he took the plea deal. Because I think that puts you on an express lane for a divorce when you have a husband that.
Well, I guess she was probably also trying to get all of her ducks in a row.
They took her car.
Yeah.
And so think
about the serial killer in New York right now. They went in and took the family's, all of their cell phones, their iPads, their tablets,
all of their electronics.
So
they're nothing.
That family, they've got access to nothing.
No.
What do you do?
And his house is considered a crime scene.
That's right. So they need to find a hotel.
And I don't think insurance covers that either.
I don't think so. That's just crazy.
I think there should be some type of insurance that you can take out in case your spouse is a serial killer. And then it covers your hotel, and it covers your electronics being repaired, and it covers your divorce.
I wonder if that Affleck covers it. Because
I don't feel like they did. They do some supplemental, but I don't think that duck covers that shit.
Well,
I will see. I will just, anybody out there that's listening, if y'all sell insurance and you say, well, there's a serial killer insurance policy that you need to know about, could y'all let us know, please?
Yeah.
Just in case. It wouldn't hurt.
Well, we could pass it on to some people just in case they find themselves in that situation.
I just think that if it's a thing, we should all just get it.
I myself would be too scared to see anybody, to date anybody, to post anything online.
Yes. Because of this whole situation right here. And you don't even have Social Security.
I have to weigh my options. I have to think, do I want to to have that companionship that I would love to have, or do I want to live?
Exactly. And that companionship might come with some cheap ass laced up yogurt.
And that's just rude.
Like, that's not nice.
No, I don't want that.
No,
I don't. And if I could put that in an
I don't want that for you.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I agree. So, as part of his plea deal, this asswipe, sorry, Mama, but that's what he is. He's like the holy piece of toilet paper that your finger accidentally goes through when you're wiping your butt.
Why? What is wrong with you? Oh my gosh.
I just try to think of the gross.
Who raised you?
I raised myself. I was raised in the wild.
God. We used to say you were dirt on the bottom of my shoe. You were the dirt below the dirt on the bottom of my shoe.
You were the dirt on stuck to the dome, stuck to the bottom of my shoe.
After I stuffed a dog poop, and now you called and talked about toilet paper. What in the world?
I'm just saying, he's cheap ass toilet paper. That's what he is. He's that one ply shit that you get in the government buildings.
Oh, right.
So as part of his plea deal, he was not charged with the other crimes. So that means on paper, he's not a serial killer.
Is that because they
couldn't find the FBI said he is every bit of a serial killer? No, because he confessed to killing them.
That's just dumb.
And they found all their identification.
That's
They did financial.
I would be really mad if that was my family member.
I would too. I would be so upset.
That's rude.
So, and he got life with no parole, thank goodness.
Whatever.
So, we
know that doesn't always.
And he was ordered to pay $35,000 in restitution to his victims' families. Tell me, where does that money come from? Probably his freaking joint bank account with his wife. That's why I'm saying we need insurance. We need coverage. We need coverage, Affleck. We need coverage. We need serial killer coverage.
The only thing I can say is in a situation like that, you got to pull yourself up by your bootstraps. And somehow get yourself a book deal.
Yeah.
And make as much money as you can to get on with your life.
Or you just go off the grid and just like change your name and I don't even know.
Don't even think about looking for companionship.
No, don't.
That's just crazy.
No. So I just say that this guy was I wrote human trash, serial killer, asshole bastard.
There you go.
Toilet paper.
Stop it with the toilet paper. You know what? You know, Mama.
He's chicken cock. That's what he is.
You know, Mama don't like no potty talk.
No, we don't like potty talk. We don't like potty talk. But anyway, that's my murder. I could not get over when I was just trying to cover a little Edna. And then along comes
he's so
Nacy
much
and Delores and Leigh. And guess what? He would have kept going.
I mean, it's rude.
If it weren't for Edna being his last victim that left clues all over the place. And thank God she went to the food line where there were surveillance cameras. Because if she just had him come straight to her house, she'd have disappeared and nobody would have ever known.
Nobody would have even known.
No. So Edna helped catch him to get him off the streets.
Enough already. Edna said, man,
you need to cut this shit out. Yeah.
All right. Wow.
So anyway, that was my murder case. RIP for these women because they didn't deserve it. And he really did pick on what he considered were vulnerable people.
Oh my goodness.
So he's just one ply toilet.
Rest assured. I mean, it's people like this that make it so I can't date. I can't.
Way to go, Daniel
talk
Printz,
to people.
Asshole.
Oh my God, all of them. I mean,
get it together. Get it together, people.
I don't even want to go to a bar.
No,
for fear that some creepo is going to follow you out.
Yeah, or he was hiding in the bathroom.
That old lady, she's vulnerable. I'm going to get her.
Yeah.
Well,
we should wear shirts that say I'm not vulnerable.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
So people know.
Yeah.
Just so they don't question.
Oh, my gosh. Mm-hmm. I think that might be.
I'm not vulnerable.
I'm not vulnerable. I'm going to need more bourbon.
But not chicken cock.
Not chicken cock. I don't think we can say that.
We are anti-chicken cock.
Which is so appropriate because recently we had a conversation about how gross chicken feet are.
Yes.
People eat that.
People
That's so
eat them.
gross.
Some people paint the nails of the chicken, and some people just eat the feet
Oh
of the
my
chicken.
gosh.
I think it's too extreme.
I think, yeah,
Too
two
extreme.
completely different
Yes.
cultures there.
Two completely different cultures. Y'all need to get it together, meet in the middle.
Oh, my.
So anyway,
All right, well, another one done.
another episode.
Episode, Lord.
Another episode, and at least this one was not so. I mean, the subject matter is dark. We know that, but
Well, you know we mess it up. We can't help it.
yeah, no, it is what it is, guys. You love us,
Don't.
and if you don't, we'll send you chicken cock.
Exactly. Do not make, well, we can't afford that.
I can't afford to send anybody chicken cock.
No.
Postage is outrageous, guys.
I don't think we're allowed to send liquor through the mail.
I don't know how it works.
I don't either.
People get wine in the mail.
It's true. I mean, I see that people get alcohol through the mail, but I don't think we can send it. You have to
I don't think
order
we're
it from a
licensed. I
distributor.
think you have to. We're not licensed.
We don't hold a liquor license.
We don't hold the liquor distribution
No,
license.
nor do we want a liquor license. And don't even try to call us and sell us.
No,
Oh,
don't.
I got you a liquor license.
No, I don't want it. Please take it
We
back.
shouldn't get that.
No,
There's
that's
no
not for
way
us.
we'll pass the
First of
security
all,
check.
we do not need that kind of authority.
No. Oh, God, no. No. Nobody wants to give us any kind of license. We haven't even gotten a passport.
No, because I don't know that they're really going to let us have one.
Well, as long as it takes, we'll be 90 before we ever get it.
It's true. It's the truth.
Come on now.
Well, it would help if we started the process.
I've started. I filled out my application.
And what do you do with it now?
Now you got to go to the post office.
Oh, God, I hate the post office.
Let's have an interview.
At the post office?
Yes.
Who was they to interview me?
They're the government.
They're just mailmen.
Okay, lower it down, sweetie.
What is happening?
No, they are federal employees.
I don't get. Well, so are you. Why don't you just interview me?
I'm too scared to interview you.
What are they going to ask me?
They're going to verify your information is correct, you goofball.
So I need to know my birth date and my social security when
You're
I
going to
come in
have
there.
to take in some paperwork.
Some appropriate identification.
It's similar to going to the DMV here.
Okay, all right. Well, I just didn't realize
You're
that
gonna
the
need to
damn
take
post
your-
office interviewed me like they're God or something. They're not a judge.
They are the judge of the passport.
I just think that that's a problem.
That's not a
The
problem.
postal system
Everybody
can
does
barely
it.
get us our mail.
Listen, if you start crapping on the postal system on the podcast,
You're
you'll never
right.
get
We're
the
never going to
passport.
get anywhere.
Fill the
Gosh.
freaking form out or just sit your ass at home.
I'm going to fill the form out.
There you go.
And then I'm going to go get interviewed by the stupid ass mailman.
And then we're going to get our passports and not go anywhere.
I'm going to Biggleswade. That's the first place I'm going. Now I have the address of where I need to go.
Oh, I'm going. I don't know where we're staying, but I'm going.
We're staying with Danny and Renata.
No, does Renata know?
Nope. I don't even know if she knows who we exist.
It's your American sisters.
Yes.
You're going to love us.
Oh, you're going to love us, Renata.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah.
All right. Well, there we go.
Yeah,
Hope y'all
we
had a
just
good week.
chit-chatted our way into another night, so y'all have a good one.
And by all means, please, please stay sweet and do not murder.
If you kill people, we will talk about you. But on our podcast, come for the baking, stay for the murder.
Oh, Lord. Here we go. All right. Well, check us out. Come find us. This email. Be
send us an
nice.
email, and we love you.
Have a good week.
This has
Ciao.
been Sugar Coated Murder Podcast, a deliciously entertaining true crime podcast. Like what you heard? You can always explore past episodes by visiting sugarcoatedpod.com. Don't forget to like our Facebook fan page and share with friends. Thanks for listening to Sugar Coated Murder Podcast.
Thank you for listening to Believe. You can show support to your host by subscribing to the show and giving us a 5-star rating on your preferred platform. Check us out at Believe.com and search for BLEAV on YouTube.
It's 2023 and you're still looking for a baseball podcast? What's up, party people? Danny Vietti here from the Wake and Rake podcast. Yes, I know the name of our show freaking rocks. Join World Series champion Will Middlebrooks and I as we banter about the best of the best from Major League Baseball, including power rankings,
one of the best players of all time,
headlines,
solidifies a dynasty,
and special guests.
Reese Hoskins, Stro Show, Jose Trevino.
Listen and or watch every episode of the Wake and Rake podcast, available on all your favorite listening platforms and the all-new Believe Sports channel.